buddy, Papa Gord here, and I've got something different today. You probably noticed over the last few days I've been, again, like I said, a little salty, a little off my game, which I've apologized for, which a couple of you are like, stop being so Canadian. Sorry. See, I'm doing it already again, but hey, it's in my blood. So I decided I went out with a buddy for a little bit tonight, and then ended up doing some retail therapy. Went into a Walmart and came across some of these. I had no idea, and surprisingly, they're fairly inexpensive as well. I was a He-Man guy when I was a kid, definitely. I loved my He-Man. I still remember having Castle Grayskull, but my Star Wars figures were trying to attack Castle Grayskull with my sister's She-Ra figures or her Strawberry Shortcake dolls or whatever. Hey, you used what you had back then. So yeah, I saw them on the shelf. There were, well, I guess we got He-Man, Teela, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, Evil-Lyn, and Beastman. They had He-Man, which I grabbed, of course. Skeletor, which of course I grabbed. And I was like, hey, if I'm gonna try the line, I gotta get the two main characters. I grabbed Man-at-Arms. Evil-Lyn was there. If Teela would have been there, I would have been all over. I had a thing for Teela. I know she's a cartoon, but it's just like the old comparison. Wilma or Betty? Which were you? I like Betty more. But anyways, that's my own thing with the Flintstones. But they had Evil-Lyn, so there was no Teela and there was no Beastman. I'm regretting not picking her up. I've only opened up Man-at-Arms, and I should have grabbed her. So I'm going out tomorrow to see if I can find the other three. I'm hoping I have okay luck, because I think with the He-Man and the Skeletor are definitely going to be the two driving factors of people getting this. But these are crazy. The head sculpt is whatever, but these are articulated He-Man figures. They actually bend at the knees. They actually can bend at the elbows. They have crazy amount of articulation at the head. The armor bits and everything else like that are kind of soft goods. That kind of bugs me a little bit, just because you really need to get them in place, and then it's one tied strap and it's one and done, so you can't adjust it tighter, so you need to get it in the right spot. But you wouldn't even be able to tell, like, here, look, there's ankle articulate, well, whatever, lower leg articulation, you've got foot on a rocker. You can get them to like good splits. Not so much on the back. There's no ab crunch on these guys though, so you just get the twist. But even the arms, like, you couldn't do this with He-Man figures when I was a kid. They were constantly looking like they were carrying a box, so you couldn't do anything. Even the hands. You don't get multiple hands, which would be kind of neat, but you do have side-to-side articulation on both. This one on this side with his little club is a little on the looser side, but you know what? They're so oh my god, it gives me the feels, something crazy. But yeah, I mean, not quite exactly the same as the original one when I was growing up, but pretty darn close. And with this being more of a soft rubber, these would always break, the clasps and some of the armor on the original figures. I know I had to get, I think I went through a couple of He-Mans for sure, but like knee bends, this is just so good, so good. I really wish I would have bought Evil Lynn. Then I would only have to track down 2 more figures. But like, look at the packaging, very reminiscent of original packaging for sure. You get a little comic book right here. Beast Barrage. So again, very stylized. Absolutely rad. So rad. And like the pictures of the figures, I mean, these are exactly what the figures look like. So I really hope I find at least Tila. But yeah, so I'm gonna crack these other ones open with you guys. So this video is gonna be a smidge longer, but I hope you guys enjoy this one. So I'm not saving the packaging. These weren't necessarily mint. Beast Barrage, so same book and Skeletor here. I will say these things are like Fort Knox to get into with the elastics and what have you. I should have had some scissors over here, but we'll make do. We always do. So I mean, if you're looking at the pictures of these and you're like, yeah, they don't look exactly, but I mean, you know what? It's close enough. Here, let's get. Yeah, like Skeletor's head is definitely a little weird, but Canadian price point, $14.99, so $15. These are probably 5. Oh, well, you know what? These are almost pretty well a 6-inch scale. So pardon me for that. But same thing, you got rotation out, like, yeah, you couldn't do that with He-Man figures back then. You might have been, no, I don't think so. Hopefully that clasp, I have to pull this one tighter, but yeah, that's so good. Yeah, something about his face is a little wonky, but who cares? It's still He-Man. It kind of makes me wonder if they're going to bring out, if this does really well, which for this price point, I couldn't see why it wouldn't. I've seen pictures of, I think they've done like Battle Cat stuff, so I'm curious. Oh, it's got that gimmick. Oh, this is even better. All right, if I can get this out, this is a goofy taped up job. So you get Skeletor's power sword and his ram's head. Of course. I'm gonna have to cut that off later. But you get his ram's head staff. And unfortunately with these figures, it looks like because you only get a claspy hand and an open hand, so you could either have him, which in all honesty, all you ever really saw, sorry, tight joints, was if he was holding something, it was usually his staff. Not usually the purple power sword. But yeah, that's Skeletor. And last but not least, He-Man. Where are we? Okay, all right. Ugh. And it looks like, oh, there it went. Another Beast Barrage, so that's where we're at with that. Yeah. It's the faces are definitely something to have to get used to. Again, they're not based on anybody real. Another elastic, but yeah, so that's He-Man. His head right there, but yeah, he's the same thing. So they got a grippy hand and an open hand, and that is it. So let's get He-Man's weapons out. And there was something I noticed about the swords, which is awesome because it's a throwback to the original Masters of the Universe line. All right, he comes with the most. So we got a shield, which is awesome. So through the fingers and there we go. so. Bend his arm a bit. Get that back in place. Bang. You get his axe, which is cool, which you can put into his hand as well. All of them seem to be a little loose on the weapon holding hand. And again, there's, I'll go over stuff, but, and then you get He-Man's power sword, the silver one. So, back in the day, if you had He-Man and Skeletor, and honestly, their swords back then feel a little better than these ones. These are but again, $15. So if you look on the backs of the swords, one's a male, one's a female. No pressure, no pressure. Yeah, that's a little disappointing. But it was the same thing. I'll have to fix this sword. So, they go together to make the power sword. That was, yeah. So it's just this piece. They should wish they had like just one more little peg right up there to keep it together. But that was exactly the same. You could do the same thing with the original He-Man and Skeletor swords. But I don't recall seeing Skeletor ever really hold the sword. So that's okay. So let's pop them apart. They do clip pretty nice. And then on He-Man's back, he's got a spot to carry his power sword. So, yeah, that's the same thing. He's still got the same articulation. Now, I was going to comment on Man-at-Arms, for sure. His green, he's a little more green than his original, his 80s counterpart. And the only thing I wish on him is his wrist gauntlets. If you look at He-Man, they're painted. Man-at-Arms, they're not painted. It doesn't really matter so much on his left because he's got, this is two pieces. His shoulder, or his upper arm armor, and then his lower arm armor. What a tongue twister that is. So those are two separate pieces. So, I mean, you still, for all intents and purposes, you would probably paint both. So, again, maybe I'll find some, I don't know. I'll have to look at pictures of the originals. But, oh, these are, yeah, for $15, they're not bad. And they look pretty good. But, I mean, again, it's good. Some of the mobility on these are better than some Marvel Legends figures, for Christ's sakes. Like, that's just crazy. And the fact that you can, oh, it's so awesome. So I'm hoping they do a Castle Grayskull. I am all in on this line. Absolutely. So now I have to find the other three. Beastman for sure, Tila for sure, Evelyn, I felt was kind of a bit of a cop-out. I guess you got to have a female bad guy to go against the one female good guy, I guess. But these are fantastic. So again, for the money, I mean, two of these and you get one Marvel Legend or one Star Wars The Black Series, one Power Ranger. And you get a little comic book. So I got one for me and a couple for my friends, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But the fact you can put the swords together, so you get shield, axe, sword with He-Man. Skeletor, you get his staff, his half of the power sword, and then you're able to take his armor. So he's got this being one piece, and his little crotch cover is one other piece. And then Man-at-Arms, I kind of wish maybe his club was just a little bit bigger. This is so cute. But he's got his chest armor, two pieces for his left arm, his left lower shin guard as well. And yeah, these are so great. So I'm definitely gonna have to move some stuff around the shelf. And yeah, I'm gonna go pretty deep with this line for sure. So anyways, guys, I'll take a few pictures, I'll put it up. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I don't usually seem to get a lot of views on anything other than Star Wars, but hopefully you guys are He-Man fans, because I definitely am. So comment, share, like, subscribe, all that usual YouTube mumbo jumbo. It does help out the channel. I know I say it every video, but it does help out. So I don't know, spread the word, tell your friends. Let's see where we can go. Anyways, guys, have yourselves a great night. We'll talk to you again real soon. Later, eh?